Good morning, my beautiful crime family. Yeah, I hope everybody is having a great weekend. Mine is, well, here and there. One of those weekends. But I'm getting some stuff done as I can. And the gal from Grand Forks didn't show up and didn't leave me a message, so that kind of bummed me out. So that'll be the last time I say I'm going to do that. But anyway, this is going to be a pretty good show, I think, here. I'm going to, I hope everybody had a good time on Friday night with Mama D on panel from 1111 True Crime. And she's just awesome. I just really like her attitude towards the case and towards life in general, actually. I just like, and I think everybody does. She's just got one of those voices. But yeah, it was a good time, and we got to hear her theory, and she has changed on a lot of different stuff. There's that one thing that I stated that, and that's Linda Lane, and I'm going to get into that a little bit today. It's tonight for me. It's only, you know what? It's early right now. It's only 12:35 a.m. It's not 5 in the morning or anything. So I'm doing this now, and then I plan on running it probably, 7 in the morning or something in the morning. And hopefully I'll be sleeping, so I probably won't be in chat. I'm hoping. Not that I don't want to chat with you, everybody. Just that's the time for me to sleep. But anyway, so the theory that she had, and it makes a lot of sense. And now, to me, there is no doubt in my mind. Let me check one thing here first. There's no doubt in my mind that they use the bedroom windows to get in the house. There's no doubt in my mind. People, and she's right about this. She's right. It was stated. It was stated. The doors were locked. Doors were locked. And they all had those locks, those kind of locks, I don't know what you call them, with the codes that you put in them. Have you ever tried to get into something like that? That they're hard to get in unless you have the code. You're not going to get into them. I mean, you'd have to break the door down, and that wasn't done. And the doors were locked. That tells me a couple of different things. It tells me that there definitely was more than one person involved. There's no doubt about that. But it tells me something else I'm going to get into in a bit here, too. Yeah, think about that. The doors were locked. Just think about that for a second. And there was no blood throughout the whole house, except for in the bedrooms. Tell you. Except for one latent footprint, which I'm going to get into. BK know? How did Brian know? If he had no connection, never been to that house before, has no connection whatsoever, how does he know that he has to go through the windows? How does he know that they have those locks? To me, it's somebody that definitely knows who they were, definitely that there's locks on the door, and definitely knew that they would be locked. Someone that knows them pretty well. One latent footprint. Hey, this is kind of I'm getting into this because there's a theory in here that I'm going to be getting into. I'm just kind of setting it up a little bit. One latent footprint outside the bedroom door, but the doors were locked. Now think about that one. Because to me, that kind of tells me something. And maybe it supports that Ethan and Xana were done at Linda Lane and brought over there, like I've stated. And we can hear that wheelchair wheeling. We heard it with our own ears. So somebody had to have cleaned up, and they missed one latent footprint. There wasn't two, there was one. One latent outside of the bedroom. But the bedroom was locked. So what does that tell me? It tells me they made it try to look like they came in the bedroom in that one. I'm sure they did with Kaylee and Maddie. But I'm not so sure about it, about Xana and Ethan, because of everything that we've heard and seen at Linda Lane. One latent footprint. So there is a timeline here. And as I've stated before, and I've stated for a long time, due to what I've heard and seen with the Reflections series and from what True Killer Crime has brought out in Bubbly Waters, and you know what we did, and we know, yeah, we know what you did. That Xana and Ethan were taken out between 2:20 and 2:30 a.m. Now, I'm gonna write doing this because it just makes sense to do so. So you have 2:20 to 2:30. Xana and Ethan go down. Now, remember how Mama D about the 19 minutes, right? Remember the 4chan post about the 19 minutes, that it took 19 minutes with even the lock. Let me tell you how this could have been done. There was a fight at Sigma High, everybody knows it, between Ethan and Mr. Loach. I do believe that carried over to Linda Lane. like I've stated before. And I do believe that I think they got there at separate times for some reason, and I don't know why. But Ethan got there at about 1:16. He was just about there. The fight started at about 1 o'clock, and they were fighting. And they fought a long time. Terrible. All the way to 2:20 to 2:30. So over an hour long. So after, let's say it's 2:30, and that deed's been done. They load them on that wheelchair, which is psychic. It's also backed and actually told me about the wheelchair before the wheelchair was even discussed months ago. And even sent me a picture of the wheelchair and where it was sitting, right? It probably is still sitting there at the house by Linda Lane. Wheeled them over, but 2 people took off from that house from Sigma Chi. Like Mama D said, 19 minutes. 2 people took off towards the house when the lights went out after the last try on the phone call at 2:52. So you have 2:30 and 2:52. There's like 20 minutes there, right? And I'm sure they were scared because they probably were outside walking Murphy and heard what was all going on over at Linda Lane. It's all very close by each other. So 2:30, they start wheeling them over. Only, it's like a minute away, 2 minutes away at the most. The other, there's 2 others coming because you remember they got phones. They call each other. They know what's going on. We're not playing with stupid people here. They know what's going on, and as soon as those lights went out, they started heading over, and they go through the windows. And there's another 2 loading or unloading, I should say, or whatever, Ethan and Zana into that room. So there's a lot of commotion going on. There's a lot of commotion going on. Different people, different reasons, different motivations. Loach didn't have any problem with Kaylee or Maddie. And as far as I know, I don't think Blueberry did either. But they did have a problem with Ethan and Zana. So who had a problem with Kaylee and Maddie? It's like they don't fit, right? Think about that. They kept trying to call Jack Decor, right? Jack Decor, who is seen sitting at the bar at 1:30 a.m. talking to Kaylee and Maddie. but yet he's home sleeping an hour later on a Saturday night, sleeping so hard that he couldn't hear 10 phone calls. Then you have Mr. Cowboy. It's funny how men can be. It's funny how men can be sometimes. Supposedly, Kaylee went out with Mr. Cowboy. I'm sure Jack and him talked about it. Sometimes men can be funny and not be mad at each other, be mad at the woman. And what did Kaylee do? She was getting a hold of Jack, saying she was going to leave that night with the dog if he didn't come get her, get the dog. Left him 3 weeks prior for a new life. Telling you, that's bad things going on in that man's head. I almost guarantee it. So, you need somebody to clean up, right? I do believe Miss DM, queen of the house there, I do believe she knew everything that was going to happen that night. I do believe so. Somebody cleaned up that house. And somebody jumped into that black SUV at 421, which gave them plenty of time to clean up, because it only took 19 minutes. And then you have all four of them at the house, so all four of them ran by at 3:12 while the police had these kids pulled over for drinking, and they weren't even drunk. So it's 3:12. They're running by and going back to Sigma High. So see, I am with Mama D on this to a point, but that latent footprint, and from the things I've heard and seen with my own eyes and my own ears, something happened at Linda Lane that cannot be discarded. And we can tell who certain people are. I think there was 4 people involved. I truly do. I think there was 4 people. Well, actually, there was many people involved. I think it was a setup for a long time. They had been talking about it. I think they had lookouts. There was, I don't know if you remember this show or not, because I think it was one of my first ones, where I had this former Marine dude, retired, and they had asked him how many they thought it would take. And he said about a dozen people with lookouts and all of that. And I believe him. I believe him. Because there was a lot of people at Linda Lane. It wasn't a quiet night. You know that. I know that. Anybody that's listened to that knows it was not a quiet night. Just in cars alone, driving all over the place, it was not a quiet night. You're talking 2 football games. It was party night everywhere. Except, isn't that weird? Except at that house, 1122. Supposedly no party was going on. And I don't know about that either. I don't know about that either. There been a party going on? Could there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't drop anything in this case. And with how many people I think are involved, could they have been at the house? Sure, they could have been there too. But I'm sticking with Linda Lane because I know what I've seen and heard. And I did hear, and I think you all did when because we all heard it, a wheelchair. And I was told that's what they used to bring them over to the house. And they actually paraded them around a little bit, like they were proud of what they did. Oh, yeah, they all run. They take off from the house, you know, at 3:11 or whatever, and they're running back at 3:12, going back to Sigma Chi. And that's what I believe has happened. Because it just makes sense because of what we've seen and what we've heard. Anyway, so that's kind of how I'm thinking about that, because it's kind of bothered me. Because I'm pretty sure, and there's no doubt in my mind really, that the only way they could have done this, and they at least thought about it, right? About if they went through the windows, there wouldn't be BLOOD all over the place. They'd be in the rooms. They also thought and knew that the doors would be locked because they were scared. Mama D nailed that down really well. They were scared. They had escorts. They had a private driver. Kaylee was texting constantly at the grub truck. And there were some weird acting characters at that grub truck. They were worried. They were leery. They were very, very leery. For some reason. There's a lot more to this story than we even know. There is a lot more than we even know. And it could have something to do with, how am I going to say this? How am I going to say this? This one's a tough one. Because I don't want to get shut down. Others have gotten shut down. Yeah, this is a tough one. Well, you have Percocet. Yeah, little perky Percocet. And then you have, of course, what company is that? Estee Lauder or something? There's a company called that, right? Could have something to do I just, there's something more to this when it comes to Kaylee and Maddie. think about it. Zana and Ethan, that's easy to figure out because there was a thing between Loach and Barry and Ethan and Zana. There was a thing, and the whole, like Mama D said, the whole hazing thing, the rush thing from the prior year. And then, of course, Ethan being a freshman, again, I'm sure he did not want to go through the hazing, and there was a problem anyway with those people, and things were said about roids and all that. So anyway, that's what I think right there. And I did something happen at Banfield? It surely could have. It surely could have. I do believe that somebody ran from there, and I think that was Maddie. I think that's why her quote ended up there. But you know what? We know what you did. Knows more about that situation. And by the way, we've had a meeting, and we know what we're doing, and we are getting stuff together to hand in, and we're going to hand it into 3 different agencies. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Just to let you know, keep my family informed here a little bit without getting into too much. But I'm going to show you something from that meeting that kind of makes me laugh in a way, because I was cut down so bad for even going here, and I'm going to do it again because I'm me. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have a receipt this time. I'm going to have a receipt. Unless he could tell me something different, I'm going to have a receipt. Let me get this set up here. First one I'll do is this one. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah. I have to have you listen to this, because we were watching this video in this meeting, and I've heard this once before, but I didn't know where it was. But I'm sure happy that we heard it in that meeting. Check this out, folks. I want you to listen carefully. Put on your earphones, earbuds, whatever you got, headphones, whatever you got. This is just a listening. I don't need to blow up the screen. Just listen to this.
Okay, it should
So,
be now.
yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me play it one more time.
Okay, it should
So,
be now.
yeah.
Hear it?
Did
you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Huh? Let me, I'm going to make it. I got one more to listen to. I took it and I cranked up the volume. I put it in some software and I cranked up the volume. Okay, let me get rid of this. And I'm getting there. Okay, so here we go. I don't think you'll need earbuds and stuff. I don't think. This will be pretty loud. Here goes. Let me play it one more time. What'd you hear, folks? You hearing what I'm hearing? There was one in that neighborhood that night. And I'm not saying it had anything to do with anything. I'm just saying there was one in that neighborhood. But the story I did hear way back a long time ago. I mean, ancient. Is that because of the BLOOD from Ethan at Linda Lane, that this thing showed up there and the kids all ran, and that might be where people hear gunshots trying to get it away, because it did attack somebody laying on the ground. Now, I carried that over that the door was open at the house and people got all weird on me and whatever. But I'm telling you right now, there was one in the neighborhood. And I don't know if that story is true or not. I just know there was one in the neighborhood. Idaho, that's not uncommon. Anyway, I had to clear that up. So, anyway, let's get to the shorts. Yeah, it's Monday morning. Or no, Sunday morning. Monday morning. It's not Monday yet. Oh, man, are they looking good. I watched the game last night, and I'll tell you what, this team is smoking hot. They beat the world champion Denver Nuggets in Denver in game 1. They swept the Suns in 4 games. They are smoking hot, and I am loving every minute of it. Anyway, let's get to some shorts here on Sunday morning. Oh, and tonight we have, tonight is going to be mod night. It'll be Big Mikey and me and whatever other mods want to jump up. So yeah, it'll be a good time. That'll probably be at like 7 p.m., 7:30 or something like that. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh yeah, shorts. And I found some funny ones too. So okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, here we go, and let's get going on the shorts. I love shorts. And here we go. And I'm going to refresh this.
Spell river.
R-I-V-E-R.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good job. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for
this. This might be really complicated for you.
Okay.
Put a D in front of it.
It doesn't spell anything. It's not a word.
Put a D in front of river. That's not a word.
No, I mean, technically, I guess if you put a D in front of river, it would be driver. And that's definitely not a word.
Sure.
I'm positive.
You're not joking?
I'm not joking. River is not a word.
Do you have anything in your head? Do
Do
you have
you?
a brain?
You're asking me to put D in front of river.
Really?
Driver is not a word.
Are you 100% positive?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Put a D in front of river.
I did. Driver.
Spell river.
R-I-V-E-R.
Are you sure? Are you ready?
Oh, man.
Hello.
Hello?
What happened?
This is Mr. Nueva York?
Yeah, that's me. What you matter?
Yeah, I'm calling regarding your credit card payment.
Listen, my friend, I'm not paying that shit.
If you can't drink and drive, why do you need a driver's license to buy alcohol?
There you go.
Hello.
Hello?
What happened?
This is Mr. Nueva York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling regarding your credit card payment.
Listen, my friend, I'm not paying that shit.
What do you mean you're not paying?
I'm not paying that shit. That's free money. How you want me to pay that free money?
That's not free money.
You send me the credit card. I spend it already. How you want me to pay you that money I already spending? Stupid.
You have to pay. Have you paid last month?
I not pay last month. I not pay the month before that. I'm not paying shit.
Wow. Listen, we're going to have to do something about this.
You can do whatever you want. Call Barack Obama. I don't care. Listen, can you give me your house phone number so I can call you in your house?
I'm sorry.
Oh, ahí no te gusta. So why you calling me in my house to bother me? My friend, is that your money? Is it going to your pocket?
Listen. We have to make this happen right now.
I don't care. Do whatever you want. Hello?
And
My
now
wife
to
said me,
aliens.
what starts with F and ends with K? I said, no, it doesn't.
A polar bear walks into a bar and says to the bartender, I'll take a and Coke. Bartender says, what's with the pause? Polar bear says, I was born with them.
I sympathize with batteries. I'm not included in anything either.
If I have twin daughters and the other duplicate,
My wife said to me, what starts with F and ends with K?
my wife told me to pick up 6 cans of Sprite at the grocery store. When I got home, I realized I'd picked 7 up.
You're American when you go into the bathroom and out of the bathroom. But where are you when you're in the bathroom?
What?
European.
My wife told me to pick up 6 cans of Sprite at the grocery store.
This is amazing. This is pretty good.
That's the way you do it. You play the
Happy birthday, dude.
This man came from
This is
another
weird.
dimension.
I remember this
In
story.
July of 1954, a businessman
hearing this
arrived
story
at Tokyo
quite a few
Airport
years
in
ago.
Japan. Everything seemed normal as he was going through customs. However, the customs officer noticed that his passport was issued from a place called Torred, a place which simply did not exist. Upon further questioning, the authorities pulled up a map and asked the man to locate his country. Seemingly puzzled, he pointed to the Principality of Andorra, but claimed he had never heard of Andorra. Furthermore, the company he claimed to be representing, as well as the hotel he claimed to have a reservation for, had no knowledge of his arrival, despite the extensive documentation that the businessman had on hand. Feeling very confused, customs officials placed him under supervision at a local hotel for the night. However, the next morning, the mysterious man from Torred disappeared along with all of his documents that were under lock and key at the airport. That is why many people say that this man came from another dimension.
That's weird.
In July of 1954, a businessman arrived at Tokyo Airport in
An old lady handed her bank card to the teller and said, I would like to withdraw 10. The teller told her, for withdrawals less than $100, please use the ATM. The old lady wanted to know why. The teller irritably told her, these are the rules. Please make room for the next customer. The old lady remained silent for a few seconds and said, please help me withdraw all the money I have. The teller was astonished when he checked the account balance. He leaned down and respectfully told her, you have $100,000 in your account, but the bank doesn't have that much cash currently. The old lady then asked how much she could withdraw immediately. Up to $3,000, he said. Well, please let me have $3,000 now. The teller kindly handed $3,000 and with a smile to her. The old lady put $10 in her purse and asked the teller to deposit the rest back into her account. Morale, stop being difficult with old people. They built the world we live in today. An old lady handed her bank card to the teller and said, I would like to withdraw.
Here's that cat again. Check that cat out, man. Crazy. Must be Luna and Venza. Luna must be the cat, I bet. Yeah, leopard. No, a leopard. It's a black leopard. Wow. This one was sad. And
so when a little kid sees me, they see me as that monster.
And good at the same.
But that little girl in the restaurant that saw me that day as a monster, I could see it in her eyes that she saw it that way. Her grandfather told her to come over and say hello to me. She didn't want to, and I got that. I totally understood it. I didn't want her to either. I knew how it would end. She came over, got about halfway over to me. I said, hey, how you doing? It's nice to be over. And when I said that, she turned around and ran back to her grandpa as fast as she could. And at that moment, my recovery is just like, you know what, Rick, deal with it, figure it out. This is going to forever. You're always going to look different. Just deal with it. But that little girl, she got back to her grandpa and she said, Grandpa, he's really nice. And that's not what I thought she was going to say. And I'll tell you right now, that's what hope looks like. So when a little kid sees me, they see me as that monster.
Yeah.
But that little girl in the restaurant that saw me that day as a monster.
What would you do if I broke in your house?
Now, hold on just a minute, Skittles. I live down here in the South. We protect ourselves from pit bulls and pew-pews. And the real question is, which one of them is going to get you first? Because I be diddly dad burn. We get up too early, stay up too late, and work too damn hard for our shit to be letting somebody who looks like they tasted the rainbow come in and take our stuff. No, honey. Down here, we just soon send your soul to Jesus and let him sort it out. You know what I mean? This is the way I see it. If you're ever skipping your happy ass down here on the streets in the South and you get this hair up your butt to come into one of our houses, I suggest you do one of two things, baby. You hit your knees and you start praying to the Lord because you fixing to meet him. Or you just keep skipping your happy ass until you get out of town. Now, I personally think the better choice, but bless your heart. You can choose either one you like. Just, baby, choose wisely, okay? Have a nice day.
What would you do if I...
Yeah, nothing against the rainbow people at all. I just thought it was funny the way she worded stuff there. Okay, and getting close to the end here.
I was in the Target, and I pulled into a checkout.
This is funny.
All of a sudden, this lady came up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder, and she said, "Excuse me, I was about to pay." I was just going to move out of the way. But then she said, "How stupid are you?" Then she said, "How stupid are your people?" And that's what made me freeze. I was just standing there now, and she just starts yelling at me. 2 minutes have gone by. 2 minutes of a random person yelling at you in a public place is a long, long time. I was waiting for the right opportunity, and she gave it to me. She goes, "So, what do you have to say for yourself?" I paused. I looked her dead in the eyes, and I went, "I'm sorry." She ended up paying for my stuff. She walked me out of the store. She was apologizing. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do that to you." I just gave her a big hug, and I said, "How stupid are you?"
I love it.
I was in the Target, and I pulled into a checkout line. All of a sudden, this lady came up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder, and she said,
That's the same one.
I was in the Target, and I pulled into a checkout line. All of a sudden,
All right. Last one for the day.
Take it off right now. I am embarrassed. Those people are staring. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't.
Nice. Wow.
Take it off right now.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So anyway, yeah. I kind of went over a little bit of what my theory is. There's a lot more to it. But I wanted to kind of go over a little bit what my theory and you know me, I got like 3 of them at least. With this case, you almost have to. I mean, really. The court stuff, it's getting really old. My true feelings on this, people, are it's not gonna last. I don't know if it's gonna go to trial. I really don't. I mean, they have nothing. They have nothing. They know they have nothing. And with Cy Ray coming in, there's no, and it's not him. It's not him. He wasn't even close to there. He wasn't there. It wasn't him. And they're just going to have to, swallow their pride. And, the case is going to be dropped sooner or later. That's what my opinion is on this. But, yeah. Anyway, I hope you all have a great, awesome Sunday. I love you all very much. That's for sure. And I will see you later tonight. Until next time, rock and roll.